Will there be an East Indian invasion of America, just like we were seeing in Australia and Canada? Well, this is how governments use people or use different cultures to come and take over their countries. Now, I just filmed a homeless man there with the security guards. There they are right now. Another video. And the homeless man, I was listening to his case and it made sense. He said, I applied for security all over the city. They won't hire me. But they come and somebody comes in, barely speaks any English, gets the job. How are governments are doing this? Why? Well, in Canada, I'll tell you how it started. It started with all the security companies became all East Indian. And then they would bring in their own people and sponsor them and then hire them for these jobs. And then the whole banking sector. And then all the finance sector. And then everything. And then as the Canadian proper becomes replaced, just like the Australian proper has becoming replaced, they start propagandizing to you guys that Americans and Canadians and Australians don't want to work at a bank. We're in Canada now, where Canadians now don't want to work at all. That's what they're propagandizing. But people want to work, food, contribute, and be part of society. But now we're at a point from Canadians don't want to work those jobs, or they don't want to work those jobs. And then it got to a point now Canadians don't want to work at all. So how is the government at fault at this? One, opening the borders or letting in people and not allowing Americans to take these positions first. Now in Canada, the government got smart in Canada. They started subsidizing wages for people coming in from India. I get the email because I own a small business, and they're emailing me, letting me know that if I hire somebody from India, that the government of Canada will subsidize like 70 or 80% of their wages and pay for them to be there over a Canadian, which they'll do nothing for. Now, you're probably saying, oh, Mike, you're just a racist and this and that. No, hear me out. I tried to live in the United States of America. About 20 years ago, because I'm 47, about 20 years ago, I applied to live in this country. I had to make sure I had $32,000 American or $30,000 or $32,000 American dollars in the bank account. I had to make sure I had a corporation sponsor me. I had to run ads for 6 months to make sure I wasn't stealing an American's job, which I wasn't. I was going to be a technical director for 2 major production facilities in South Florida. I speak Spanish, Portuguese, and English, and I was supposed to be like the guy that in between guys that deal with Central America and South America, because no one realized they spoke Portuguese in Brazil until I showed up anyways and explained it to them. So I did all that, and you know what they told me? You got 30 days, you got 28 days to leave the country, or we're going to forcibly deport you. After I did all my paperwork and my police background check and my health check and everything I did. And you know why? Because they're protecting Americans from people like me to come here and steal your jobs. Now, I see America being taken over by East Indians. If America doesn't wake up, I see this happening. I see it happening, and the governments are going to push for it to replace the American proper. So Americans don't want to work the minimum wage jobs. Then the Americans don't want to work these jobs. Then the Americans don't want to work at all. Americans don't want to work at banks. Americans don't want to work at finance. They're gonna escalate it to where we are at in Canada. And the people get used. The people, no. I have a lot of Hindu friends. I have a lot of Chinese friends. I have a lot of friends. My wife's from the Philippines. I have friends from everywhere, okay? And it just hurts me when people are being used for these government psyop takeovers. I don't know, man. You tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Okay, you tell me, okay, what you guys think. And this guy's I guess he's getting dressed. He's leaving now. Watch my previous video. You could hear some of his argument too, the guy on the street. You could hear some of his argument and feel his frustration. Because I know a lot of people are in this frustration where they're being replaced or displaced. Hi, babe. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Mike Martins here, reporting from Fisherman's Wharf at the Wharf Inn. I have spoken.